Hey, what's going on, guys? In this video we are going to see how to write a code that will generate random numbers and then it will order the numbers from lowest to highest. Okay, in order to do that we are going to use sorting arrays. Here this is called bubble sort. Now let's see how to do that. Here we are going to do small to big. You can do small to big or big to small, anything you want. Here we are going to do small to big, or you can say low to high. Okay, it's going to generate some random numbers. In order to do that, I'm going to introduce three integer type of variables. First, I'm going to write integer I and temp, and then swapped. Now here I is the counting variable, temp is to store a number, and swapped is to either 0 or 1. Like if it's 0, it means it's already done everything and stop it right there. If it's 1, it's going to keep continuing until it's ordered properly. Okay, now when we do that, you will see it clearly. Now first we are going to say int how many, and I'm going to set this one equal to 10, and then int goals how many. I put it in an array. Okay, so now we are going to generate some random numbers. So 10 random numbers, that's why we put 10 right here. Now to do that, we are going to create a for loop. It's going to run 10 times. In order to do that, first I set I is equal to 0, and then I limit this one by I less than how many, because I starting from 0 to 9 mean it's 10 already, because if you start from 0 it's 10, 0 to 9 is 10. Now how many, it should be less than how many, because how many is 10. So how many, and each time it should be increment by 1, so I put I plus plus, and then we are going to generate random numbers. In order to generate random numbers, we are going to say goals I, and here to generate the random numbers we are going to put rand and bracket. This is to generate random number, and we are going to only generate numbers that is within 25, so we are going to put modulus 25. Okay, so it's going to just print the numbers within 25 plus 1. So it means if modulus is 25, it's going to go up to 24, and we are just going to add 1 to make sure it also print 25 if it's there. So it's going to actually print from 0 to 25. Now we close this one. Now the next thing is we are going to give a printf statement, and this is going to be the original list. So whatever the random number generated, it's going to print it first. So we will see clearly first what was the number, then after we order that how it's going to be. Okay, so this is the original list. Now I put \n right here, and then we are going to let's write this continuously, and we are going to put a for loop. This should also go 10 times, so I can actually copy paste it here. Copy paste the same thing, copy and paste it right here, and then here we are going to put the numbers. So we have to put printf, since this is integer type, we put %d, and here we are dealing with, and also let's put a \n because we are going to print 10 numbers, \n, and then we are going to store this one in goals. Since goals is an array, we don't have to put an ampersand in front. Okay, if it's not an array or if it's a variable, you have to put actually this is it's only for scanf, right? So here you don't have to worry about. So this is just goals and I. Okay, that's it for this one. Now let's look at the next one. So let's set while is equal to 1. Okay, while is equal to 1, and then we are going to say swapped is equal to 0. Here, to this swapped is equal to 0 is to check whether it is sorted or not. If it's sorted only, it will be equal to 0, otherwise it will be keep running. Like if the swapped is equal to 1, it's going to keep running until it becomes 0. Okay, that's why we put this one. Now the next thing is we are going to do the switching thing. So for, and first of all, I think I mentioned this one. Temp is to store a variable, because when you swap, you cannot just equalize first number to second one, because if you equalize first to second, the first one is gone, right? So you are not stored that, you didn't store that one somewhere, so it's gone already, so you cannot swap that one with another one. So that's why we have introduced this temporary variable. Now you will see when I do the swapping, we are going to use this temporary to store this one, store the first one first, and then we do the swapping and replace the temporary. Okay, here we are going to put for loop, and this one starting from I is equal to 0. Actually it's also the same thing. I should have just copy pasted this one too. Okay, everything is gonna run 10 times. So here is the same thing, and then here we are going to check the number is smaller or bigger. This is to compare and swap. Okay, because we are trying to print from lowest to highest, so that's why we need to compare whether the number is bigger or smaller. So goals I is greater than goals, so this is to swap, goals I plus 1, and then we put a bracket like this, and then curly bracket. Inside that we are going to type if statement. Okay, I put the if statement already. So we have the if statement. So now if it's greater than this one, we are going to swap. So integer temp is equal to goals I semicolon, and the next one we are going to say goals I is equal to goals I plus 1. Okay, I had to close this one. I plus 1, and the next thing is goals I plus 1 should be equal to I plus 1 should be equal to temporary, then swapped is equal to 1. Okay, so if it's swapped, it's just gonna keep running, because if it's swapped mean it's not completely completed, because we have to make sure we don't have the situation where it's going to swap. Then only we can 100% sure that is nothing to swap. So this is in order right now. So these codes are responsible for swapping with one number with another number. If it's like if the number before is big, it's just gonna swap it to another one, right? So that's why we compare, like first we store the temporary to this one. I told you as before, like we cannot just equate the first one to the second one, because if we do that, the first one is gone, so we cannot get it back. So that's why we store the first one in temporary, then we do the swap. Okay, so we have done the swapping right here. Then okay, let's continue here. If swapped is equal to 0, if swapped is equal to 0, then we are going to say break, and then we are going to print the numbers. If it's 0, it means it's fully done and it's in order. That's why we want to break it right there and print the numbers. Printf, and then \n, this is going to print, this is the sorted list, \n. Okay, then semicolon, and after that we are going to run the for loop again. This is also going to run 10 times. So here we have, okay, after this just copy paste this one, for loop, and this is going to run 10 times, and here we are going to put in the numbers. This should be a curly bracket. Okay, here we are going to print the 10 numbers. Printf %d %d \n, and then that's it. Here this is again the goals I, and this is the sorted list. Now let's go ahead and run and see what we get. Execute. Okay, something wrong here. Goals, okay, it should be goals right here somewhere. I forgot to put S. Okay, let me run again. Something wrong. Semicolon, I forgot a semicolon somewhere. For I printf after original list, I have to put a semicolon right here. Okay, let's execute again. Okay, now you can see 9 12 3. Okay, there's something wrong here in the first one. Let's fix this one, but here you can already see this is in order. The first one is random number we generated, and this is from lowest to highest. Now let's see what's wrong with the first one. Okay, let me make sure I did everything correct. This is correct, this is correct, swapped is correct, 10 is correct, goals how many, okay, and this is okay, this is okay, this one is okay. For I is equal to 0, I plus plus, that one is okay. Percentage, it's hard to find the mistake in these things. Let me see if I can find it quicker. Implement goes, okay. Now let's run it again. Okay, now it's correct. Now if you check this one, this is incorrect one. So here we have 9 12 3 16, so random numbers, right? Then we have it from lowest to highest order. And if you want to try this code, I put it in my blogger. I put the link of my blogger in the description, so you can see the code directly. And also there are, if you are trying to learn C or C++ programming, there are a bunch of videos in my playlist. I hope you guys watch that too. And don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.